Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. We got two date numerology on the second on a Tuesday. But yeah, I want to talk about the big buzzing story this morning, as well as a few more tragedies in the world of celebrity. Uh, you know, Business as usual here. Judge rules Trump's use of military in LA was illegal. And remember, Trump deployed the National Guard and then shortly after the Marines to Los Angeles on June 7th, which was 87 days ago. And who's the judge who made this ruling today, 87 days later? Well, it's Judge Charles Breyer, which equates to 87 in Gematria. And as I continue to show, pretty much all of these legal battles with the president are political theater meant to make people take sides. I can't stand that Trump guy. He's a criminal. That's what you get when you get the first felon president. He doesn't respect the law. And then everyone's, oh, this is a witch hunt. Trump's just trying to crack down on all the nonsense, the illegals. He's trying to make America great again. But really all it is political theater. And no matter what side of the aisle you're on with either one of those arguments that might be coming out of your mouth, realize your government, even before Trump, was super corrupt. It's been starting needless wars. It's been overtaxing you. It's been lying to you. It's been siding with corporations that poison you in the name of profit. And none of that stuff's really getting resolved no matter who's in there, the left or the right, the blues or the reds, whatever you want to call them. Pretty much the people that get to be in that position are the chosen actors who will continue to sell you the big lie. And of course, Trump is, he is a goon. I can't stand him. Don't get it twisted. For the record, though, if you want to say 87 days later, that's true. If you want to say it's been a span of 88 days, that's also true. Remember, Trump equals 88, and that same cipher, California equals 88. And gavel and judge equal 88. If you're new here, these are the four base ciphers of the English language. I learned this from the 1926 book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. And speaking of Los Angeles, there's an honorary society for Manly P. Hall in LA. For anyone in the LA area, you should check it out. Manly P. Hall put out a lot of knowledge, especially knowledge that's important to the occult. Of course, many of the people who founded this country were in the occult. It's what made me look into these things long ago because I saw there was something with numbers and rituals. And once I found Manly P. Hall's book, I said, well, look at that, a secret numerical code behind the English language. I bet there's something to it. And literally within minutes of looking into it in the middle of 2013, ever since then, every day I've just seen through the news by the numbers, and I've been reporting on it. It's now over 12 years of reporting how this is the way the news is contrived every single day. Again, the four base ciphers are all based on the alphabetic order. The alphabetic order, A is 1 up to Z is 26. The reverse alphabetic order is Z is 1 back to A is 26. Both orders with numerology applied. But you can see where the 88 and the 87 clearly fit in. Keep in mind the word justice also equates to 87. Yeah, just every time there's one of these stories, it's just like this. And we show that day after day. Oh, the other thing that gave me a laugh here was the 52-page opinion he wrote about the president being unlawful. Of course, president equals 52. So does White House. So does government. So does California. It's 52 and 88. For example, that Slick Willie they got there in the governor's office, Gavin Newsom, that's another big fat 52. Yeah, 52-page opinion saying the president broke the law. Go figure. In California. And just for one other thing, the judge's name, if you don't throw judge in front of it, if you just write Charles Breyer, it's 67. Remember, if you write out King, it's 67, and the National Guard was deployed to LA for the first time since the Rodney King riots 33 years earlier when Rodney King was beat on 3-3. And remember, National Guard equals 137, which is the 33rd prime. Keep in mind, National Guard's also 56 with numerology. Today has 56 date numerology. Trump's 79 now. He just threatened to send the National Guard to Chicago 79 days after the sending it to LA. So yeah, the Charles Breyer part alone also fits in with the date that it happened, June 7th. Remember, the LAPD 33 beat Rodney King on 3-3 to set off a race war 33 thanks to the police 33. Again, it's always been news by the numbers. And in the world of entertainment, another tragedy. Netflix star Veronica Echegui, if I'm saying that last name right, dead at 42 after secret cancer diagnosis. Really? Secret cancer diagnosis. Now, I'm just going to make this quick and dirty. She died on the 24th of August. 24/8, like 248. Her actress name equates to 248, right? And her maiden name, Veronica Fernandez Echegui, if I'm saying that right, 129. She died on the day, leaving 129 days left in the year. So actress name perfectly synced with the 24/8. Maiden name perfectly synced with the days left in the year on the day she died. And again, we just see this all the time in the world of celebrity. Antonio Banderas is all over the articles about her. He'd worked with her, and she died 14 days after his birthday. You know, dead equals 14. After the secret cancer battle. I'm sure if you look into the work that she's remembered for, there's probably a lot more to this. But I know I've seen her face before. When I saw the article, I said, I recognize her face. I definitely seen her in something. But yeah, also dead at 42. As I've covered so many times, that's a number associated with the feminine. Female equals 42, lady 42, bitch 42. They're all 42. And you can see the 24 as well. I mean, she did die on the 24th of the month. Female's also 24. Lady's not quite there, but the other ones are. So yeah, RIP to her. And again, show business is deadly business. 42 years old. That's how old I am right now. She was born 35 days before me. Yeah, and again, I mean, these are movie stars. They have money. Again, a city like Seattle has a lot of cutting edge treatment for cancer if you have money. People flying in, surviving their cancer battles, spending a lot of money. Yet these entertainers, they just keep dying from cancer left and right. Secret cancer battle. Yeah. And it always lines up so perfectly, right? It's always just like right on the money. Just like cancer couldn't have took them on a better day. And we know that's not what's going on. Again, Hollywood puts out the song Murder by Numbers and codes the murder numbers right in the movie poster. You know, the music industry puts out the song Murder by Numbers, releases it. Again, she was born in 83. This poor, so was I. We were both born in 83, the year that the song Murder by Numbers came out. The movie poster for Murder by Numbers codes the 83 and 38 in the 79 more cleverly. And in the next death, we'll be talking about 79, 34, and 83. With the next actor who was also announced dead in the news yesterday. So again, RIP to the young lady, 42. You might be younger and be like, 42 is not young. Just wait until you're 42. You'll still, well, if you take care of yourself, you'll still feel like you're young. I don't feel that much different than when I was in my 20s right now. Dances with Wolves actor Greene died. And, you know, if you watch yesterday's video, we talked about a celebrity death was 73 and 46. I'm getting a call. I'm not going to take that call right now. Make sure we're good to go here. It looks like we're good to go. No one's saying we're... All right. Anyway, in yesterday's stream, I talked about celebrity death was 73 and 46. I said they pair these numbers together all the time. Graham Greene's first movie appearance was in 79, 46 years ago, only to die at 73. And this is also where my great frustration is with this work not taking off. I mean, because this happens all the time. I talk about an important pattern that you see all the time, and then boom, the next day, the same day, it happens again. Yeah, about an hour after talking about this in yesterday's stream, I saw this headline. I said, 73 again? Then I look, I was like, oh man, his acting career started in 79, 46 years ago. Go figure. Now, notice how all the media put the emphasis on Dances with Wolves. Notice that title has the gematria 67 and 86, like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. You might have seen the only remaining baseball team with a native connection, the Braves, lost yesterday 6-7. Something tells me that's probably not a coincidence. We know that, just go back and see what they've done with a number of other entertainers and baseball. You know, just to make a point real quick. How about Ray Liotta? You know, it's one of the most classic examples of all time. Ray Liotta did die at 67, 83 days before Robert De Niro's 79th birthday. Let me see. The piece I wanted to get in here, though, was He was in the movie Field of Dreams. He played Shoeless Joe Jackson, who played for the Reds in history. Shoeless Joe Jackson equals 205. The day that Ray Liotta died, the Reds beat the Cubs 20-5. Funny enough, the Cubs, Wrigley Field's also in Field of Dreams. Funny enough, the Braves are playing the Cubs at the time of this ritual too. It just makes you wonder, but yeah, again, there's plenty of that in the world of sports throughout history that we've covered. But yeah, Dances with Wolves has that fateful gematria. And in 91, it says his first movie was The Great Detective in 79. Then he was Running Brave. Actually, look at that. Followed by a role in Running Brave. So the Braves ritual yesterday in 83. Notice how they mentioned his first two movies in 79 and 83, like Murder 79 and 83. Hold on. Somebody's calling over and over real quick. Are you trying to call into the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up how a basketball player died at age 88 today.
Okay. I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Yeah, I was hoping you would have already seen it by now, but I just wanted to see what was going on with that.
I will look into it.
It does say that he had a major role in Michael Jordan signing with Nike or something like that. It's on ESPN.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Tar Heels is 88, and they paid tribute to Jordan last night in the basketball game, so I'm already thinking it's something with that. I'll bring that into what I'm going to say about what they did with Belichick last night. All right, appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then I got one more thing. Trump just announced he's moving that space program from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, I'll have to look into that also.
Yeah, he literally just announced it like a few minutes ago. But that's all I had for you today, Zach. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Huntsville before the Hunt for Bread October. Okay. But yeah, this actor, his best remembered role was for playing Kicking Bird. Notice that equals 97, which is the 25th prime. And we've seen that pattern all year in 2025. Death is 97 and 25. But he received an Academy Award nomination for that role in 91, right? In 91, and then he dies on September 1st, 9/1 as we write it in the U.S. He died 81 days before Dances with Wolves' release anniversary. The movie's 34 years old and change. Look at the Gematria Murder. First movie in 79, 46 years ago. Best remembered role 34 years ago, which he got an Academy nomination for. Second movie in 83. The article had to point out that his first two movies were in 79 and 83. Business as usual. Again, it's like having the they live glasses. You start to see why they report things the way they do. You start to see why numbers like 73 and 46 come together all the time. Again, Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. Catholic Bibles, 46 books in the Old Testament, 73 total books. They're the ones who gave us the language and the calendar. Run the show from the shadows. How about former Cowboy Leroy Jordan? Dead on August 30th, 8/30, which this year was also a date with 83 numerology. Football equals 83. Cowboy equals 83. Murder 83. No one's going to question the death of an 84-year-old, but the article points out that he was part of the Doomsday Defense and his second all-time in tackles for the Cowboys. He was like the heart of their Doomsday Defense in 71. Notice Doomsday Defense equals 71. So you see why the NFL used that nickname for the 71 season. This is how the NFL's always operated. Again, NFL's run by a bunch of Freemasons. Freemasonry is based in Kabbalah. Kabbalah is where this whole thing of letters and numbers comes from. Doomsday Defense also equates to 251, which is the 54th prime. And how many years ago was 71? Wasn't that 54 years ago? So the man from the Doomsday Defense dies in this ritual. And the lesser date numerology, the full date numerology would be 8 plus 30 plus 20 plus 25, which is 83. The lesser date numerology would be 8 plus 30 plus 25, which would be 63. He was drafted in 63. That's the year JFK was shot in Dallas. He was drafted by Dallas. That's something to keep in mind. And again, talks about, the Doomsday Defense in 71. And the other thing about Doomsday Defense, just for the record, Doomsday Defense, in case there's other members of this team still ticking that might be up next, 154 and 251. Ritual Sacrifice, 154, 251. If you're not on Patreon, 35 Thursday tradition starts this Thursday, and there might be a big 35 Thursday surprise. We'll see if the Doomsday Defense shows up. So, RIP to him. And it's nice that he got to live to be 84. A lot of these guys don't make it out of their 20s, sometimes their 30s. And, Lee Corso. Lee Corso, remember earlier this year, the day Lee Corso announced his retirement, that was April 17th, the 107th day of the year. There was a shooting at his school, Florida State. We covered that then. For the first day of game day, he put out 3 picks. He picked Ohio State to beat Texas. We had Ohio State to beat Texas as well. He picked his school, Florida State, to upset. We like Florida State to upset as well. And his third pick he put out was the LSU Tigers to upset the Clemson Tigers. All 3 of Lee Corso's picks hit, right? And by the way, look at the way Lee Corso overlaps with Florida. Do you see this? Triple overlap. He went to Florida State. 38 was part of the ritual with the Florida State game and the coach records. But King Richard put out a reason why Lee Corso better look out on the day leaving 43 days left in the year, November 18th. But yeah, anyway, Lee Corso put out 3 picks. All 3 landed. If you would have done the Lee Corso parlay, you would have had a lot of lunch money. But anyway, right after Florida State gets this huge upset over Alabama, they were a 14.5-point dog that won by 14. I nearly had the exact score right on. And you see how Alabama equals 31 and 13? I thought, God, what if they pay tribute to both numbers? How about a 31-18 score? But I even wrote in my notes, I said, 18 is not a very common football score, though. And I was even looking at it, I was like, maybe it'd be 31-17. I should have just went with 31-17 because that's exactly what the score was. Florida State upset Alabama 31-17. A 14.5-point dog wins by 14, flipping it by 28 points on a Saturday. Anyway, notice right after the biggest upset of the opening week, what happens in the news? A Florida State freshman gets shot and is reported to be in critical condition, but stable in critical condition at the hospital. This is the way this business works. It's sick. Stuff happens all the time. And I don't know how people don't see through it. I mean, it's gross. Bill Belichick, dating a 24-year-old whose name is Jordan, right? And now he's coaching at UNC, the school that will forever be associated with Michael Jordan. So last night, the TCU coach went in with 76 losses, and he whooped Bill Belichick's ass, right? Bill Belichick, who's, again, just a beneficiary of a script, treated like the greatest coach of all time. Obviously, he's a nobody. He was on the Patriots after the Patriot Act where they got the script, and then the legacy he's ever been since he separated with Brady. He can't do nothing. Brady goes down to Tampa, wins the Super Bowl by the numbers, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, last night, TCU coach stays on 76 losses like Michael Jordan. What day is Jordan's birthday? It's February 17th, which is the 48th day of the year. Wins with 48 points. The score was 48-14 for a total of 62. Jordan alone is 62. Like Belichick is 62. And Jordan is currently 62 years old as well. So you see how they did that? Again, Belichick. I guess the joke, I was saying we'll see what they do with that because yesterday was 138 days after Bill Belichick's birthday on Labor Day. I guess the joke is he has to put in a lot of work after getting his ass handed to him by TCU. But, yeah, we knew it was going to be a Jordan tribute, and I told my community, I said, I think 62 is a good number they could pay tribute to last night. If you put in a little bet for an exactly 62 points in the game, that paid the bills. Belichick, 62, Jordan, 62, 48-14, 62 points last night. Here. All Jordan. And, again, nothing but the norms. By the way, Tar Heels is 34. They got beat by 34 points. Tar Heels is also 88. And somebody just called in, let's see, a basketball player is dead at 88, connected to Jordan. Hall of Fame basketball coach Raveling dies at 88. Who played a role in Michael Jordan signing a landmark endorsement deal with Nike has died. So, yeah, again, Tar Heels 88, Tar Heels 34. Got beat down by 34. I remember the year they beat Gonzaga in the championship. They put up the stat before the game that they were averaging 88 points for the tournament. And then, of course, you know, don't forget who told you Gonzaga was going to get beat by UNC in the championship before the tournament began. It was going to be all about 71. Gonzaga Bulldogs 71, Gonzaga 71, Catholic 71, March Madness 71. That year was all about the bathroom bill 71. Anyway. It's a cancer death. There are no words to fully capture what George meant to his family, friends, colleagues, former players, and assistants in the world. The family statement read, he'll profoundly missed, yet his aura, energy, divine presence, and timeless wisdom live on. And all those he touched and transformed. Out of curiosity, from Jordan's birthday to today, it's 197 days, which is the 45th prime. Remember when Jordan wore 45 for a second? Illinois 45. Hold on, you guys. 2 minutes. Hold on, I gotta wrap this up. He's got a June 27th birthday. Oh, look at that, you guys. He died 67 days after his birthday. Look at it. Blood sacrifice 67, human sacrifice 67, North Carolina, where Jordan went to school, 67. Just business as usual. I mean, it's the same stuff day after day. Well, hold on. Didn't it just say he died Tuesday? They announced it today, 67 days after his death. If he did die yesterday, like Wikipedia says, would have been 66 days after his birthday or his 67th day of his age. The thing about 66 days is Jordan got his money with the Bulls when he was with Nike. So anyway, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. I got to hit the road. Thank you to the Super Chatter. It is Leper Messiah. Thank you for the big 5. And again, thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. Over 200 people watching, 80 likes. If you guys can hit the like on the way out of here, it would shoot up to 200. Might help it reach 2 more people at least in the algorithm. Some new people might learn something important today. Thank you to everyone who does hit the like and the share, leaves a comment after the stream post. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, True Seeker.